Hey everybody, this is problem 7-4A. This is the same problem that's on your homework. So I'll just jump right into it. It gives us a bank portion of the reconciliation for the La Roche Company from October 31st. So this is last month's. Then it gives us an adjusted cash balance for the bank that agreed with the cash balance for the books October 31st. And then it gives us information for November, a cash payment journal and a cash receipt journal. Gives us some information about bank memoranda. And so, I'm sorry, this is the November bank statement. Sorry, that was a little confusing for me. And then the November books. And then additional information, and it wants us to create a reconciliation. So we're going to start with our cash balance per the bank statement, which tells us the cash balance per the bank statement was $18,195.88. And then we're going to start by adding in any outstanding checks. Remember, outstanding checks are checks that we've written but have not yet shown up on our bank statement. I'm sorry, not outstanding checks. I just lied to you. Sorry. We're going to add in our deposits in transit. That's deposits in transit are deposits we've made that have not yet shown up on our bank statement. So we're going to make an adjustment to our bank statement balance to account for those deposits in transit. And it wants us to figure these out by looking at all the deposits that are on our, let's see, all the deposits that are on our bank statement here. You'll see that last month they had a deposit in transit of $1,530, and then that showed up here on November 1st. And then we can look down here and see our cash receipts journal from our book and match up each of these deposits, with the bank statement. And we'll see that they all match up except for the very last one of $1,633.57, which is not showing up yet on the bank statement. So that's our deposit in transit. So we'll add that $1,633.57, and then we will add up the two, which I already did, which is $19,829.45. Then we'll subtract out any outstanding checks. Remember, outstanding checks are checks that we have written but have not yet shown up on the bank statement. So they'll be in our books but not on the statement. So the first thing we have to do is go back to last month, October, and make sure all of these outstanding checks from October showed up on the bank statement this month. And we'll see that this $24.51 still has not shown up on the bank statement. So that's still an outstanding check, is my point. So we'll have to come down here and we'll enter $24.51 and then the amount of the check, which was $12.60.40. Again, we'll go up and make sure $24.70 did show up and clear the bank. $24.71 did as well. $24.72 still has not shown up and cleared the bank, so that's still an outstanding check. $429.46. And then $24.74 has cleared the bank. Now we'll look at the checks we wrote this month and make sure they've cleared the bank. So $24.75, there it is. 76, 77, 78. We've paid it, we've written it, but it has not cleared the bank. So there's another outstanding check, $24.78 for $538.20. And we do this for each one. So $24.79. There it is for $17.40, $24.80 for $13.30, 2481 for $695.40, 2482 we have on our books, but it's not showing up at the bank, so 2482 for $695.40, I'm sorry, for $612 is another outstanding check. You can see it's a little bit tedious, but that's what we have to do. 2483 cleared. 2484 doesn't show up here, so 2484 and 2485 are both outstanding checks. 2484 for $826.84. And 2485 for $974.80. Let's see, 2486, that did clear. 2487 and 2488 have not, so they're both outstanding checks as well. 2487 for $398. And 2488 for $800. Now we'll add all those up. And we get $5539.70. All right. This will give us our adjusted cash balance per the bank. And we will simply take the 829.45 and subtract 5539.70. Our adjusted balance then is $1429.75. Now we have to do our adjustment for the books. So we'll start with our where is it at? Cash balance per the books. I don't know why that was so hard to find, which is given to us right here, 11,733.94. I know you guys love the scrolling up and down. It's your favorite part about Wiley Plus. All right. And then we will add in the collection of the note receivable, so that credit memoranda. Let's see. So a credit of $2388.47 for the collection of a $2246.47 note, plus interest of $157, less a collection fee of $15. So $2388.47. And then that will be 11,733 plus 2388.47, 14,122.41. Then we'll subtract out the debit memoranda, which I believe there was a check printing charge of $87.66. And there were two bank errors, which we're going to have to go up and find again. So we'll see, we'll kind of have to look at each of our checks and deposits and see where there's a difference. You can see right here, $24.79 is recorded on the bank statement at $17.40, but recorded on our books at $17.04. So our books right now are showing $36 less than what the bank is showing. So we need to make a correction and add that $36 to our book amount. So we're going to call this error in recording check. It was $36. Look for another error. Again, we just have to compare all of these different things until we find where there's a mistake. Here we see on 11/21, we have $29.45 as our deposit, and in our journal we recorded as $29.54. So if, in this case, if we recorded cash receipts of $29.54, but the bank shows it as $29.45, and it says the bank didn't make the error, so this was our error, then we're showing too much money here. We're showing $9 more than what we should have. So we're going to put error in recording deposit. And we're going to subtract $9. So our total here, double check that. Here we had $17.04, $17.40, $36 different. So that's correct. So we're subtracting that as well. So we have $87.66 plus 36 plus 9 gives us $132.66. And then our adjusted cash balance per our books will be $14,122.41 minus $132.66. Hopefully it balances $13.89. What was it? 75. $13,989.75. So we'll compare them. We have $14,289.75 here, and we have $13,989.75 here. So we have an error that we have to account for. So let's see if we can figure out what our problem is. I can see one right here. I made a mistake adding these up. It should be $58.39.70. And then, so our adjusted cash balance per the bank should be $19,829.45 minus $58.39.7, which is $13,989.75. And now we're in balance. So hopefully that's correct. Let's submit it and see. These are easy to make mistakes on, folks. I mean, just look at the number of items we're entering here. So that's all good. What's nice about this is I had to check it for balance before I even submitted it. So the fact that it didn't balance showed me I had an error, and it was just an arithmetic error adding up these outstanding checks. But that's a nice thing. So the second part says, prepare the adjusting entries based on the reconciliation. Note, the correction of any errors pertaining to recording checks should be made to accounts payable. The correction of any errors relating to recording cash receipts should be made to accounts receivable. All right. So let's see, on November 30th, it'll all be dated November 30th. So this will be to record the collection of the note receivable by the bank. So if you remember, it gives us all this information up here, and this is going to help us make the entry. It says a credit of $23.8847 for the collection of $22.4647 for a note for La Roche plus interest of $157 and less a collection fee of $15. So we've got to account for all of that in our entry. So the first thing that's going to happen is our cash will go up by this amount, $23.8847. Then we'll record also the expense for the bank service charge. So we'll call it a miscellaneous expense. I believe that was how much? 15? $15. So those are our two debits. And then we have the notes receivable will be decreasing, right, by the amount of the principal payment. So that was, let's see, $22.4647. And then the other will be interest revenue, or money we made by lending money for $157. If we want to, and we should, we can add this up and make sure our debits and our credits balance. So 2388.47 plus 15 is 2403.47, and 2246.47 plus 157 is 2403.47. So there's our first adjustment. All right, now to record the charge for the printing of the company checks, we'll call that a miscellaneous expense of 85, and our cash going down by 85. Oh wait, was it 85? Now I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I remember the number wrong. $87.66. Not sure where I got 85. All right, to correct the error in recording the check, so we'll have, let's look at the check. Remember up here we recognized there was a error in the check of $36. So our accounts payable is actually going to go down by $36, and our cash is going to go, whoops, cash is going to go down by $36. And then finally, to correct our error in deposit, we had a $9 difference here. So our accounts receivable will increase by $9. This is money owed to us here. Our cash will decrease by $9. There's our adjustments. Let's see, it looks like I made an error. Oh, I put interest receivable. That should have been interest revenue, right? So I just hurried through it and made a mistake. Hopefully you never do that like I just did. And I think that's the only two parts to this question. So there we go. I could redo it all, or I would just keep that grade probably if it were real life for one little mistake. And that's it.